think what I'd like to do is at 100 yards right behind me here, I have some paper set up, and I just want to do some 5-shot groups with different kinds of subsonic ammo. I'm testing that because that's what I do a lot of the small game hunting with. Those are usually closer shots, if I can help it anyways, ethically. So I'm going to shoot the 3 to 15 on, I'm going to do it like a hunting, probably what I would do hunting, 8 to 10 power, somewhere in there, just at 110 yards. At 110 yards, I have some targets down there, little red targets. I'll do 5-shot groups for some 220 grain, some 200 grain, some 208 grain. I have a handful of different caliber, or different grain weights rather. And I'm gonna do it with that setup off the tripod. This is not an ultra thick tripod. This is a hunting style tripod. So the HT2830CS is what I'll be shooting it off of. We'll just see what kind of groups I can get, because honestly, this is a very realistic setup for me. This is what I typically would take out and hunt with. Hey, one more shout out. E. Arthur Brown Company. If you haven't checked out their barrels, you need to watch my Savage video on that. Let's go ahead and do a handful of groups with those subsonics, and we'll see how good I can shoot off this tripod using this really, really high quality tracked 3 to 15 optic, or 2.5 to 15 optic. So very often with a tripod, this is how it'd square up if I was out in the woods. Just like this. I'm gonna run a couple on steel first, make sure I'm in the ballpark with each load. And you might even be able to hear this, even with my microphone. This optic, very nice clicks, very nice and tactile, easy to read. If you have vision trouble like I do, I don't think you'll have trouble with this. I don't have my ears in, and I do know that. Shooting these subs out of this with the anechoic, even though it's a 35 caliber can, with the caliber specific end cap, they're still pretty quiet. Those eject really hard. Okay, so that's slightly off. Yeah, those are a little low. I think that's part of the consequence of shooting off the tripod, and that's why I wanted to practice on steel first. So I want to be 100% sure that I can square up steady and then take those shots. Okay. Let's do it on the little guy. All right, that looks good. Let's go ahead and run some on paper. All right, here's some examples of what I saw at 110 yards off the tripod. So the Freedom 220s did not do particularly well. That group is like 3.5 inches. 3.5 inches is not quite acceptable, but I wouldn't hunt with that load anyways. Just kind of a demonstration of what it could do. I think it probably shoots a little tighter than that when I'm off the bench, but that just didn't turn out great for me. Here is something I could be pretty happy with. That is, man, that's darn near 1.5 inches. I'm very happy with that. That's 208 grain AMAX, and actually I did 2 of these groups because I wanted to be sure of it. So there was one, and here was the other. This one is bigger. It's about 2 inches. So 2-inch group, that's definitely acceptable. It's within the window here. I may not be all in the red, but it's within the 10 inches that I talked about. So I'm happy with that. Another pretty good one. This was 220 grain SIG OTMs. So that did pretty well out of that Ruger American. I'm real happy with that. If I had more of that ammo, I probably would have done a second group of that as well. And then I used some Federal 220 grain, what are they? I can't remember what the actual bullet is. Now that I think of it, I kind of forgot. But that did pretty well off the tripod. I'm really happy with that. 2 inches was probably about the best I thought I would do. So this is under 2 inches. This is, again, about 1.5 inches. The tripod did not hold me back very much at all. Rifle still performed well. Optic helped me get there. And then, let's see, we're about 2 inches with the S&B, which is what I expected. That stuff usually, it's kind of slower. I think that's in the 900s, so it drops even more than I anticipated. In fact, I think I have good data for this. I'm not sure why it's down there, but that's what I was able to do at 110 yards off the tripod, and all of these are probably kill shots except for that Freedom munitions. That stuff was real stringy today. Everything else you should be very happy with, and I think the tripod will not hold me back, and the optic is plenty enough to get those shots in a reasonable kill shot zone. So I've taken you through the features. Yes, I love the functions. I love the leg angles. I like this new deployment system for the buttons. It just looks a little bit even more refined. There's some nice spacers in here, so it slides really, really well. It's kind of protected, so not as much dust and ice and stuff can get in there. You're not gonna pinch your fingers. You don't have to pull up on the latch. You can just press the button. And all of this carbon fiber tripod with all the features, everything built into this, is actually going to come in even lower than the price points they've had in the past for something similar to this. From what I understand right now, this is probably going to be available more like on Amazon than a lot of other tripods they've had. I think this one's going to stay in stock longer, if I heard that right or understood that right. A lot of times the Sunway Photo products can sell out fast because they are just affordable. That's what it is. They do not have a bunch of workmanship or quality control issues. They don't have a bunch of defects in their design. Guys, I've reviewed so much Sunway Photo stuff. If you've been watching my channel, it's kind of nuts. I've done a huge amount of Sunway Photo stuff over the years, whether that's video work, I've done a little bit of photography, you know, some of those tripods, and then a lot of hunting tripods and competition tripods. And they're all really good. That's just true. I think the very first tripod I ever reviewed from them, I did email a suggestion and a change about that one, and they just hear their customers really well. So they were quick to update that one. And ever since then, I've been very satisfied with the level of quality from all of their tripods. Their ingenuity keeps going up and up and up. And I can't say enough good stuff about them. They're just good to go. They're high quality. I love the hook addition to this one. That's one more feature that there wasn't present on most of the previous ones, if I remember right. Sunway does have a proper hook that threads in as well. I would check that out on the website if you're looking for a tripod accessory. Just that standard 1/4 inch, but it's got a nice grip on it, and this one rotates. This one will move depending where you need it to be, and you can also lock it down pretty well. It's got a hole up top, so you can throw an Allen key or something like that in there to wrench it down, tighten it down. I put a little bit of Loctite in mine because I just want it in this position all the time. But it's really a nice feature to be able to hang on your backpack or sunglasses, a pouch, whatever it may be. That right there is basically the way I want it set up for competition or for hunting, where it's even more important for me to keep things off the ground, keep them dry, and have some sort of hook accessory like what I have here. So the hook feature is really, really cool. The ability to change that out and add things that, you know, are going to stabilize it. It's lightweight. It's a reasonable footprint for all the things that I ever do. And it stows away well. Comes with a bag, comes with the extras inside your bag, just like all of them do. And this one's gonna be available on Amazon for some of the best pricing that I've seen. I don't know how they do it, but I just can't justify the really expensive tripods anymore. Not when Sunway Photo is offering either lightweight, small footprint tripods that are carbon fiber at half the price of their competitors, and then their hunting tripods or their competition tripods, the single pull leg ones, those are huge. And those are normally a $900,000 tripod. Sunway Photo is coming in usually half the price. So I just want to tell you this one is included in that. It's very modular, it's adjustable. You can trade out the heads on these. There's just a lot you can do with them. And ever since I got into having a tripod with me, whether it's hunting or competition, I highly suggest Sunway Photo because they're the best price, the best bang for the buck, and I think they have some of the best designs and ingenuity right now that is available. That's all I have to say. If you have questions about it or I didn't cover something, please comment down below because I'll try to be active in the comments for the next 24 hours. And then after that, you will see this in an upcoming hunting video with some new gear that I haven't yet released, I haven't discussed. Really looking forward to it, but this is the tripod that I chose for that.